try and keep the business as much as possible local here. As a large business in a small community, it's good for the community to do that. You know, to help out the small businesses by giving them business. Right over here, this is a malt mill. This malt mill was used in the original brewery. This dates back to the early 1900s, maybe 1915, 1920, right around in there.
Excuse me.
They refurbished it and put it in discounted rate because they use more. But I don't know that for sure. I'm not sure what the scale is. These stainless steel tanks out here are fermentation tanks. Each one of these is 800 barrels of beer. Our first year of production, in 1981, we produced less than 500 barrels the entire year. System in the world, or as reverse osmosis is at any rate, it gives you a very pure H2O. We do 50% of our water through this. The other 50% we run through a charcoal filter, similar to like a Brita or a pure filter that you might have at home. We mix the two together. We come out with a very pure, very stable, just a bit bigger scale here. What happens is the barley malt starts in the grain elevator at the top. It funnels down and goes between two large rollers. Those rollers are going to crack the grain open. It's then sprayed with warm water and pumped into our. You boil it for a few minutes, and those starches are converted into sugar. Makes it a lot more edible, a lot sweeter. It tastes a lot better after you boil it. After the mash tun, we pump it into our brew house here. Now when you get in here, I want you to look around. You're not going to be in another brew house like this anywhere in the world. We spend a lot of travels through and they pump it back over the top again and again. And the larger particles are going to test all those small particles of grain on that grain bed. When the brewers inside the boards up here with clarity of particles at the bottom of that grain bed, they're going to pump it into these two copper kettles. These are our brew kettles. If you're from Chico, you're driven by the brewery and you smell that very distinct. The copper is
Excelente, güey, para ahogarme ahí, güey.
It's also harvesting of the yeast. Like I said, the reason the yeast attacks the sugar is to reproduce. So by fermenting, we are also culturing our own yeast. Over here we have cellaring or fermentation. We have bottling and racking. And then my favorite part of the brewing process is the celebration here. We get to enjoy the fruits of the labor. Bunch of different old brews that we've got here. Most are domestic, some are imported. Yeah, Blue Ribbon. Anchor Steam, right there. Yeah, there's a date on there.
Where's Anchor Steam?
San Francisco. Yeah.
There was a brewery in Sacramento, I forget years.
Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Maybe. Buffalo chips?
Yeah,
Maybe
some
not.
Buffalo.
Got Gobel down here. These were actually used in brewery. before 1800 is when these date back to. So those are very old, very, very valuable antiques right there. Stainless steel fermentation tanks, everything was aged in oak barrels. Much more difficult process than what we do today. Yeah, if you count those cases, 24 apiece as you go by, that's a lot of beer. 9 times out of 10 when I come in here, I see the green labels going by. Pale ale accounts for about 90% of our sales and production. Pale ale is really what has made Sierra Nevada the brewery that it is today. Yes?
They're filling the bottles somewhere over there? Or
Yeah, these are empties that come down here. They come down, see that machine that's turning around in a circle there? That's our filler. And what's happening there is it sanitizes, air dries, fills, and caps the bottles, all right there in that one machine. From there, they run around as it settles a little bit. They get labeled. These gentlemen here are opening new bottles. The sheet is dropping the bottles into the cases. And if you notice, they're looking at every single case as they go by to make sure that every one of them has 24 good bottles in there. There's no breakage or leakage. The labels are right. The box is set up right. From there, it comes around over here. It gets glued and dated. All of our cases have a date printed on them. If you want to ensure a fresh Sierra Nevada beer, you need to buy a case because the 6-packs and 12-packs do not have the date on them, but the cases do. We do a process called bottle conditioning, poisoning of the beer. After fermentation, after our brewers have made it on the bottom of the bottle, that is proof of our natural bottle carbonation or bottle conditioning. It's an expensive process. We have to do several other steps to do that. We have to have these tanks where we can add the yeast and the sugar. After it's bottled, we can't just send it to a distributor to sell. It sits for 2 to 3 weeks in our warehouse behind our...
Panzer.
¿Te vas a terminar el té, Panzer, o qué onda?
Oh, no, le queda más. Uncle Pansy.
15 años, ¿ok?
Preparation time?
Corporation. Ah, huevo.
No, this one?
¿Qué onda, Oscar? ¿Cómo andas? ¿Qué ocupas?
Y la otra, back for more.
Sí, ahorita vamos por más.
Back for more. A friend of us did this.
Onda Merry Christmas. Qué loser, cabrón. Panzer.
Frisco. Let's go to Frisco, man.
Ok, cabrón.
¿Lo tienes?
Pues qué más, cabrón.